my best friend and I got married to a pair of rich brothers. She married her younger brother, who is a lawyer, and I married my older brother, who is a captain. I was kidnapped when I was 8 months pregnant. The kidnapper helped me call my husband for help, but the phone was hung up 7 times in a row. The kidnapper lost patience and kicked me in the stomach. I was in severe pain, blood was flowing. Finally, the other end of the line picked up. At this time, Yin fell at the shopping center. Don't call anymore, it doesn't work. The kidnapper aggressively punched me in the stomach when I was about to die. My best friend found me based on location. She saw me lying in a pool of blood and hurriedly called her husband, her lawyer, but only received a text message. You have to go to court this afternoon like Yin, don't bother. When I tried to call back, there was no signal. My friend had no choice but to drag me down the mountain himself. Unexpectedly, heavy rain caused landslides, and we were trapped in the forest. Luckily, the ranger discovered me and my friend, and luckily got our lives back. The moment I woke up, my first thought was divorce. I immediately sent a divorce message to Chi-Tu Lu. As a result, there was no response for 2 consecutive days. After sending this message, Chi-Tu Lu called me back for the first time. Lam Zhao, I didn't reply to your text message saying you had an abortion. Tell her to stay home and take good care of her pregnancy. She kept thinking about it, and when she didn't answer the phone, she called 8 times in a row. Ms. Diane, there was a robbery at a shopping mall. Yin was walking around the mall and was threatened with miscarriage. Do you have anything more important than 2 lives? I warn you not to threaten me with your child anymore. If you want to have an abortion, hurry up, it's up to you. Mr. Tu Lu on the other end of the line heard Lu Nu Yin's weak voice. Don't be angry with your sister-in-law. She also cares about you. It's all about you like Yin. This has nothing to do with me. The phone was immediately disconnected. A bit of self-mockery appeared in my eyes. Yes, how can I be as important as Lu and Yin to him? I feel sorry for my child, who only has 1 month left until he meets his mother. The robbery was fake. The kidnapping was real. The mall robbery was originally aimed at me, and all of this was because of Chi Si Li. When he caught me, the kidnapper slapped me twice. When my mind was dizzy, I vaguely heard the kidnapper say aggressively, "Your husband has cost me tens of millions. All my assets are gone. Did you know? I heard that your husband is very rich. I will make him pay back everything." When I heard that the kidnapper wanted to blackmail me, I breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, I could at least keep my child. But 8 calls, 7 were rejected. The remaining 1 was a harsh scolding from Chi-Tu Lu. His words make me worthless. Here, I have never been so scared. I knelt on the ground over and over again, just begging them to spare my child, but to no avail. The knife stabbed into my stomach. A searing pain spread, blood poured out from the wound, hot and sticky. My child just passed away, but clearly this morning it was still kicking in my stomach. I was in so much pain that I fainted. My body temperature was gradually losing. Having lost my child, I didn't want to live anymore. Just when I wanted to die, my best friend broke the window and found me. She helped me up and quickly called her husband, "Tu Dad, you have to go to court this afternoon like Yin, don't bother." These 6 words made her stunned, so she quickly called the police. But the phone lost signal again. My best friend pulled me into the car, but ended up encountering a landslide due to floods and rains on the mountain. Luckily, a ranger discovered them and saved both of their lives. Right now, my best friend and I are in the same hospital room. The room was as silent as a sheet. She must have also heard Chi Si Li's roar on the other end of the line. My best friend struggled to stand up, came forward to hold my hand. Her small face was pale, bloodless, and tears fell onto the back of my hand. "Sorry, Zhao Zhao. I shouldn't have introduced Chi-Tu Lu to you. My Zhao Zhao shouldn't have to endure these things." She feels sorry for me, but I feel even more sorry for her. She was 2 months pregnant and didn't know that her baby would just pass away. Just as I was about to open my mouth, her lawyer husband, Tu Dad, called. "My brother said Lam Zhao wanted to abort the baby. Did you instigate it? I said you two can stop making trouble all the time. Also, I told you yesterday. This morning you have to research the case like Yin. It's very important. Tell you not to call. Are you deaf? I really don't know how in the past we married 2 people who were constantly trying to find ways to cause trouble and even wanted a divorce. Threatened. So if you want a divorce, then divorce. No one will ask you to stay." The phone was hung up. My best friend shook his phone, calmly extended his hand towards me, turned his head, His eyes were red again. I held her cold hand and said, "Don't be sad. It's good to be alive. Aren't we both still alive? Maybe this is just incompatibility. God reminds us to let go. Rest well first. Wait until our health recovers. Can we both move out?" My best friend choked up and agreed, but finally couldn't hold back. She leaned on my shoulder. The two of us hugged each other and sobbed, scared, angry, sad. The emotions that had been suppressed for so long were finally released. Thought they were a good couple. Actually, they were scum. I remember when I first got married, I shared the story of my best friend getting married online. At that time, it also made netizens jealous. But half a year ago, Lu Like Yin returned home, and the bubble of happiness burst. Lu started not answering the phone and working overtime every day. That became more and more immersed in fun. Only then did my best friend and I realize that this marriage was nothing more than the two cousins' revenge against Lu Like Yin. What kind of sincere love? It was all a selfish attempt by the two cousins. What else to say but just a sister? That's ridiculous. Tina and I have been deceived by them for a long time. Listening to them and welcoming Lu Like Yin home, the two brothers changed their attitudes, competing to take care of a litigation lawyer, but instead running around because of Lu Like Yin's matter. Take on civil cases that have nothing to do with you. Half a year ago, Tina and I clearly had a husband, but it seemed like we didn't feel any love from them. We tried to ignore the fact that love had actually changed direction a long time ago, or perhaps there had never been love at all. Unfortunately, it took two small lives to make us understand this. I lay in the hospital bed, scrolling through my phone, trying not to let myself see my friends online. Want to entertain yourself by watching short videos. Coincidentally, I glanced at Lu Nu Yin's post on the trending top. She is surrounded by love in the article. She showed off two of her childhood friends, 3 photos, a photo of the 3 of them together, a photo of the verdict document, and a photo of her hand caressing her pregnant belly. People who care about you always go one step faster than danger. Thank you, the friends I love the most. The comments section was filled with admiration. Oh my God, when will it be my turn to have such a childhood friend? Is your sister being pampered like this because you are young? However, there were also a few netizens who were alert. These 2 men look familiar, everyone. Are these the 2 brothers in the story of 2 good friends marrying into the same house? But it caused no reaction, quickly washed down by many admiring comments. At this time, a close friend also sent a screenshot of Liu's post like Yin. Calm tone. Dao, I don't understand why. Now that I see these things, I don't have any emotions anymore. They wanted it like that. Let's fulfill it for them. I took a deep breath. This doesn't concern us anymore. I'm going to contact a divorce lawyer right now. I can't stand it another minute. The lawyer worked very effectively. In less than a day, he drafted the divorce agreement and sent it to me to authorize the lawyer to send these 2 divorce agreements to the email boxes of Tae Tu Lu and Tu Dat. As a result, the email has been received for 2 days and still has not received any response from the other party. I lost all patience and sent a text message to Chi Tu Lu. Have you seen the divorce agreement? Please reply. The result was a guy criticizing. Are you still not enough? I tell you, the more you do that, the more I don't want to go home. Stop sending me messages to test me. Hearing that, I could only stay silent. Why didn't I see that Chi Si Lu had such a complacent side before? Just as I was about to explain, Lu Yin's sweet voice came from the other side. Mr. Tu Lu, what are you doing? Come quickly and eat. Me and Mr. Tu Dat have been waiting for you for a long time. Chi Tu Lu hurriedly went to Lu Like Yin. I sarcastically said, no wonder I don't have time to deal with our affairs. It turns out I'm with my good sister. Chi Tu Lu was like a mouse whose tail had been stepped on, jumping up. Lin Zhao, are you mentally ill? Are you still not quiet? The baby in Yin's belly needs to be taken care of. So what if I come to help her? Furthermore, she doesn't know how to cook, unlike you. When it comes to the child, I, who was calm, suddenly lost all reason. You still have the face to take care of other people's children. So what about your own children? Chi Tu Lu, will you take care of me? Will you take care of your children? Chi Si Li's tone became more and more harsh. Don't talk crazy. Nu Yin now smiled and replied, Sister, we are all women. I understand, sister, pregnancy hormones easily affect people with unstable emotions. Anyway, there are not many lucky pregnant women like me. But don't be too sad. All for the sake of the child. Her words are like a sharp blade. I am completely exhausted. The wound on my stomach is also pulled and painful because of the heaving breathing. Chi-Tu-Li was on the other end of the line, saying, "It's okay, don't worry about her. Nguyen, your health is the most important thing. As long as you need me, I will definitely come right away." Hearing this, I couldn't breathe. Tears rolled down her cheeks. He really never cared about me for a second. After 2 years of marriage, what am I in his eyes? Before I could open my mouth to say more, she immediately hung up the phone. The pain was like a tidal wave engulfing me. I cried loudly. My best friend quickly ran to hug me and comforted me. "Be good. You don't deserve to shed tears because of this kind of scum. Since the baby didn't come to this world, you probably already understand that such a father is not trustworthy. It's okay, they don't care. We will divorce. This marriage is already decided." My best friend and I were hospitalized for 3 weeks. During this time, we did not receive any news from the two brothers. No one cares when we ask, "Where are we? Why don't we go home?" The feelings were already cold, but at this moment they were even more burdened by their indifference. Until we were going through the hospital discharge procedures, we saw Tu Dat coming. He paid no attention to us. Followed Tu Dat to the obstetrics room to find out the answer. Lu Nguyen was lying on the bed, holding Tu's neck, crying and saying she was afraid to go into the delivery room. As soon as Tu Dat walked in, he lovingly stroked the tangled hair from her face. The 3 people stood next to each other, incredibly harmonious. My best friend and I instinctively rubbed our bellies, our eyes filled with pain. In comparison, Lu Nguyen's fear now looks so happy. I looked at their incredibly warm scene, forced myself to calm down, turned around, and pulled my best friend out of the hospital. "We have more important things to do. See you at the Civil Affairs Department the day after tomorrow. Call Tu Dat too. Seriously, if we don't come, we can only meet at the divorce court." Chi-Tu-Lu immediately called me, but I hung up and the dangerous chat messages kept popping up. I didn't even look at it and turned it off. My close friend was with me. This was a deliberate incident, and the subject was a police officer's family member. She frowned worriedly. "Why is this such a serious matter being reported now? What if the suspect attacks the two of you again?" I smiled faintly. "Probably not. Even the suspect knows that I don't have any status in Chi-Tu-Li's heart, and harming me doesn't pose any threat to him at all. I can only ask the police to beg them to carefully check the surveillance cameras. I heard that my best friend and I lost our children due to kidnapping, encountered storms and landslides, and were isolated, with no one to help us." He expressed sympathy. "Don't worry, Miss Lam. We will definitely try to investigate clearly." Leaving the police station, we just saw a post on Lu Nguyen's timeline. £6.3. Quiet, this little angel has come to me. In the comments section, Chi-Si-Li, foster father number 1, appeared. Tu Dat, foster father number 2, has appeared. I couldn't help but think, if the two of them knew their child had passed away, how would they react? No longer in the mood to worry about other things, my best friend and I were soon exhausted after a day of struggling. We temporarily returned to the small house before I got married. Turning on the phone, what caught my eye was a series of missed calls from Tae-Tu-Lu. Calling back, I could feel his anger on the other end of the line, working and working all day, only knowing how to cause trouble. "I told you to stay home and rest, but you left the house in such a mess. If it weren't for me coming back to get a gift for Nguyen's child, I really wouldn't have known you were this sloppy. And Tina, why did you take her to cause trouble? Now Adat can't contact her. Was it you who instigated it? Why is this woman's mind so poisonous? Even Tina and Tu Dat were almost broken by you. Are you satisfied?" My best friend heard it and wanted to rush over and give him 2 slaps. I pulled her back. "Don't hurt yourself because of people who don't deserve it. Chi-Tu-Lu, I repeat again, get a divorce. I don't want to hear you talk nonsense right now. As for Tina, you have to ask what your good brother did to her." His best friend immediately grabbed the phone and turned it towards him. "Marrying into your family is truly the most unlucky thing. I tell you, Chi-Tu-Lu, no one instigated it. We want a divorce purely because you and Tu Dat are idiots. Do you understand?" After speaking, he immediately hung up and blocked all means of communication. The next day, my best friend and I were just about to go to the Civil Affairs Department when we saw Lu Nguyen at her door, holding her baby, her eyes red, pretending to be pitiful. As soon as she saw us, she immediately knelt down on the ground, pretending to feel sorry for herself. Sister Zhao Zhao, Miss Tina, I came here to apologize on behalf of my brother. It's all because of me. That's why you two misunderstood. Don't blame Mr. Tu Lu and Mr. Tu Dad. They just love you, a single mother. That day at the hospital, I was just too scared, so I let Mr. Tu Lu and Mr. Tu Dad stay by my side. I thought they told you two in advance. I didn't expect that both of them didn't text, so you two clearly misunderstood. At this moment, she was still pretending to be pitiful, still showing off their feelings. The two of us, the official wives in her mouth, were like outsiders. Seeing that my friend was about to be unable to control her anger, I quickly lowered my head to look at her. Is that so? If you say so, I want a divorce. Do we still need Miss Liu's permission? No need to come here and pretend to be pitiful. This trick won't work on us. Seeing that she was holding a newborn baby in her arms, I tried to help her up. Unexpectedly, when she heard the elevator door open, her eyes flashed. Then she suddenly sat down as if she was pushed by me. I was startled. Then Chi Tu Lu ran over and pushed me away. Lam Zhao, why are you so cruel? Get out. I couldn't stand and was pushed to the ground. My friend quickly helped me up. Are you okay? Confirming that Lu Nuyen was okay, Chi Tu Lu turned around and was about to curse at me. But when he saw my stomach, his eyes immediately panicked. He couldn't believe it and asked, "Where's the baby, Lam Zhao? I ask you, where's the baby?" At this time, Q-Dat was calling and stepping out of the elevator. What happened again? I heard your voices from afar. Don't you know if that will scare the baby? I have to go home today. There's been a kidnapping case. They said they used a knife to stab a pregnant woman who came to me for help. After speaking, he saw my slim figure and said to Tai Tu Lu, "Are you pretty?" Hearing that, Chi Tu Lu regained his senses, hugged my shoulders, and kept shaking me. XN is pretty, right? Lam Zhao, don't scare me. Listening to Chi Tu Lu asking so many questions, full of worry, I let him shake me, but my heart felt like it was bleeding, stabbed in the stomach with a knife. Feeling the pain, the baby gradually lost its life, now still intact in my mind. I have never had such hatred like this. My hatred is so overwhelming that it overwhelms me. If he answers the phone, if he listens to me, he sensed my cry for help, and my child would not have died. Looking at their fake faces, I now feel extremely disgusted. That's right, my child is gone. It's not just me. Tina's baby, who was only 2 months pregnant, also passed away. I told you, you do not believe. Divorce, there's nothing more to say. Chi Tu Lu took 2 steps back, eyes filled with disbelief, muttering, "So you didn't scare me, my child is really gone." In response, he yelled at me again, "Lam Zhao, you're really worthless. My child is 8 months old, and because you're angry with me, you say abort it and destroy it. It's already formed. Are you crazy? How dare you kill my child? Quickly follow me to the police station. If you kill someone, you must pay for it." I smiled bitterly and raised my head to look at Chi Tu Lu. If I have to say, you and Lu Nuyen are the murderers. I was implicated by the case you handled. The revenge suspect just came to me. They beat me, stabbed me in the stomach with a knife. You said I was no good. If it weren't for the good sister in front of you revealing my whereabouts, telling the kidnappers that by arresting me they could threaten you, I wouldn't have lost my child. Being 8 months pregnant, I was in more pain than anyone else. Not me. Lu Nuyen panicked and wanted to step forward to explain, but Tu Jiad interrupted. What do you say? Tina is 2 months pregnant. Where's the child? Why did it pass away? Wasn't it just kidnapping one person? What does it have to do with the wife and children? I heard Tu Jiak's question. My best friend rushed up and slapped him hard. What right do you have to ask? If it weren't for you guys not being able to make phone calls, we wouldn't have encountered a landslide, wouldn't have been trapped, and wouldn't have lost our child. It's okay that our child died. You guys are basically not worthy of being a father, much less a husband. Isn't it on social networks that you want to be the father of this Lu Nuyen's child? Just found out that this is your biological son. What does it have to do with you if our child lives or dies? Tu Jiak didn't have time to react, still standing there dumbfounded. The fingerprints on his face are still clearly visible. Chi Tu Lu reacted, his expression stiff. What do you say? Was Dao Dao really kidnapped? Why didn't you call to tell me? Did you get stuck in the collapse to save her? What happened? Why didn't you tell us? His voice carried a bit of sobbing, becoming more and more worried. It's just a pity that love comes too late. The dog doesn't even want to. It's too late. It's all too late. My voice was cold. My eyes carried a hint of mockery. When you called before, when I didn't answer, I was being hit by the kidnappers and beaten by the kidnappers. Your 8th call, when you answered the phone, was full of blame. The kidnapper immediately thought I was useless. How could he keep your child? You had a chance to save him. The kidnappers initially only wanted money and had absolutely no thought of harming my child's life. After hearing this, Chi-Tu-Lu completely collapsed, holding his head and squatting on the ground, sobbing. Lu Nu-Yin stepped forward to hug him, but he pushed her away and fell to the ground. The palm of the hand is scratched and bleeding. Lu Nu-Yin's face flashed with disbelief. This was the first time she was treated so coldly. I glanced, stood in front of Tu Jiak, and said, "If I guess correctly, you just accepted the kidnapping case. Guess who was kidnapped and who is preparing to prosecute them?" Only then did he react, eyes full of murderous intent directed at Lu Nu-Yin. It wasn't me. That day I was walking at the shopping center. I was also scared by the robber. How could it be me who said it? I basically don't know anything about this kidnapping. Before, she spoke in such a sobbing tone. The 2 Chi brothers, already heartbroken, will speak up to defend her. But this time neither of them responded. They looked at her with complicated faces, their eyes full of disgust. I spoke coldly, my calm voice carrying a bit of dead silence. "I haven't said when or where yet. How do you know it was at the mall that day?" Lu Nu-Yin was completely panicked. She stood up, said she had a stomach ache, and wanted to leave. "Haven't found specific evidence yet, so I'm just exploring." I didn't expect Lu Nu-Yin to be like that. Now the important thing is not her. Wait for the police to find evidence. Everything will be clear. I coldly glanced at Chi-Tu-Lu and calmly said, "What are you waiting for? That's enough. Just go to the Civil Affairs Department to complete the divorce procedure." After finishing speaking, the faces of the 2 Tay brothers changed. They bowed their heads for half a day speechless and had no intention of moving. Tu Jiat spoke up. "My sister-in-law still has something to do. The person involved is in a hurry. The time has been set. I have to go now." He turned to look at his best friend and hesitantly said, "Wife, listen to my explanation. Once I'm done, I'll definitely come back and explain to you clearly, okay? Don't divorce. I'll go home and wait for you. It's still gone. We can have another baby. I really have work to do now." Having finished speaking, he did not give us a chance to refuse and made a gesture of wanting to leave. I said first, "Didn't I hear correctly? The case you accepted must be the person in the case of kidnapping me, right? It seems to be called something like that, Long CA." I bowed my head, took out the court report from my pocket, and threw it to him. "Is it this? If so, today we have to get a divorce." "Yes, we definitely have to get a divorce today. I can't stand it for another minute. You scum brothers." Tu Jiat looked at the paper in my hand. His expression suddenly changed. "Sister-in-law, what do you say? What did you experience in this kidnapping case?" He didn't have to use a knife to stab him. What is it all about? Hearing that, Chi-Tu-Lu also changed his expression. His face became serious. His face was a bit cold, alert, and he said, "This is not a joke. I know you hate us, but this has nothing to do with my brother's work. Don't make trouble anymore. Wait until we're done and then talk." He also thought that all of this was my own acting. At least he still doesn't completely believe me yet. I felt like I heard the best joke in the world, and I sneered contemptuously. "Are you saying I use my child to play tricks on you? Chi Si-Li? Who do you think you are? Don't overestimate your position in my heart. I'm not in the mood, and I won't play tricks on you here. As for what you said about causing chaos and being angry and trying to gain affection, I really advise you to stop talking. Because I sound disgusting." Now I look at him and feel disgusted. I still don't understand why. I mean divorce, and you get out of my sight. Chi-Tu-Lu didn't say much to me. His eyes swept towards Tu Jiat, hoping to get an answer from him. I was making it up, but the other person ended up staring at the phone, unable to believe it, and looked up. "You're real. Along with the person in the case I took over, it's a sister-in-law case. You're the real victim." Receiving Tu Jiak's affirmative answer, Tai-Tu-Lu still carried a bit of disbelief and coldly snorted. "Even if this is true, it's not our problem. Your child is gone. You're in a bad mood. I can understand if you want to be a little angry at me, then go ahead. But divorce, Lam Jiao, think carefully. This is not a small matter. Don't regret it." People like you, after so many years of not working, the consequences of leaving are clear to me. Furthermore, I warn you, divorce is not something to threaten me. If you want to attract my attention, you can change your approach. Also, because of me, you were retaliated against. Don't say this kind of baseless story anymore. If there really was, I would have received a phone call from the unit soon. How did the baby finally die? Just tell the truth, I won't blame you. You can still have children later. You might be a little angry, but I hope you'll be a little more rational. Don't blame anything on me. We're divorced. Don't drag my brother into it anymore. To be honest, I suspected she was a comet. Why hasn't anything gone smoothly in the house since the wedding? His habit of blaming looked at my hand shaking with anger, and a smug glint flashed in his eyes. This is a criticism he often uses. Unexpectedly, to this day, he still does not know how to repent and blames all his mistakes on me. This is the man I married. I thought I would have children with him, and with him I would have gray hair and long teeth. In his bones, he's cold, heartless, and unreliable. My best friend couldn't help but cursed loudly at him. Do you still have any face left? The baby died because of you. When I found Dao Dao, she was dying, do you know? If you say it's a bad thing, then divorce quickly. While robbing and screaming, don't you really feel disgusted? I tell you, you guys don't deserve to have children. May you forever be childless. Her words were successfully silenced. Q Jiak immediately drove to bring the documents to the Civil Affairs Department. Divorce is divorce. Who is afraid of whom? Don't regret it, people. An hour later, we finally got the divorce papers. My best friend and I felt like we were reborn. Now in front of the Civil Affairs Department, the two looked at each other filled with serenity. My best friend and I planned to return to the Chi family villa and immediately pack up our things. This place really doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. As soon as Chu Jiat walked out the door, he rushed to the lawyer's office. Lu Nu Yin called Tay Tu Lu. My stomach hurts. There was an accident on the way home. I'm so scared, how are you? The kidnapping that my sister-in-law said is probably not true, right? Can you come to me? Receiving the phone call, Chi Tu Lu said with a tense expression, I'll be there soon. As for me, I could already hear the panic and exploration in her tone. My best friend saw me standing there frozen and thought I was sad. He quickly grabbed my hand and comforted me. Zhao, don't be sad anymore. Trust the police. They will definitely investigate the truth and give you justice. At that time, I'll see why Lu and Yin are still pretending to be pitiful. My heart is warm. That's right. Getting rid of two scumbags should be fun. After packing up from Taiji, I immediately dragged my best friend to the beauty salon. Projects that I couldn't bear to do before, now I do them all at once. After a series of procedures, looking in the mirror and seeing the two of us naked again, my mood immediately improved. Luckily, during pregnancy, our figure is not deformed, plus regular control. Now, my body shape is no different from before pregnancy, even more attractive. When I got home, I relaxed both physically and mentally and had a good night's sleep. Long time no see. The next day, the police called. He said he had identified the suspect, but the suspect had found a top criminal lawyer. This case has no evidence and may be difficult to solve. As soon as I finished speaking, I immediately realized something was wrong. What if there's no evidence? What about surveillance cameras? If I remember correctly, do the mall's underground parking lots have surveillance cameras? Miss Lam, we went to check the surveillance camera, but unfortunately, on that day, the camera was broken. My heart is cold. Unfortunately, I find it too coincidental. The kidnapper was able to both grasp my exact movements and damage the parking lot surveillance camera. If I say this doesn't involve Lu like Yin, I don't believe it. Because my going to the shopping center that day was a sudden decision. The only people who knew I was going there were Tay Tu Lu and Lu like Yin. At that time, I was next to him. Furthermore, at the moment I was dragged into the car, I clearly saw Lu like Yin briefly on the stairs. I just couldn't see very clearly at that time. Now that I think about it, it's almost certainly her. Seeing that the matter was not progressing because there was no evidence, I became even more worried. I thought that after talking, I was kidnapped and the two Chi-Ji brothers would do something. But unexpectedly, these two people are still the same as always, which is disappointing. Just mention Chow Chow. Chow Chow has arrived. At this moment, I received a phone call from Tay Tu Lu. I tried to suppress my hatred and answer the phone. As a result, the first sentence was his annoying complaint. Lam Zhao, Are you sure it's because you were kidnapped? Right now the police don't have any evidence. Yet the leader asked me to come with him to get evidence. Do you know I'm very busy? My patience has run out. After 2 days of waiting, Chi-Tu Lee's words made my anger reach its peak. I ignored my image and shouted into the phone. Chi-Tu Lu, I can't and am not in the mood to joke with you like this. I died because of you. You have to demand justice for him. If you don't have any clues, go investigate. What's the use of coming here to brag to me? I have never lost my temper in front of Chi-Tu Lu like that. On the wedding day, he told me that he liked gentle women. Therefore, for the past 2 years, I have always been obedient around him, and have almost never argued with him, let alone made such a fuss and lost face like this. Thinking back, he must have gradually manipulated my psychology into the image of Lu like Yan in his heart. It's just that now, let him think whatever he wants, because I don't care anymore. Because of a cold, selfish man trying to prove himself in that villa, every time I remember it, I feel disgusted. Perhaps in his eyes, I always played an unimportant role, enjoying my sacrifices, my gentleness, but never reciprocating any affection. After scolding Chi-Si Lu, I felt comfortable both physically and mentally. After a few days, the tumor was somewhat relieved. My best friend walked out of the room. I responded to her with a tight hug. Don't worry, I'm fine. This kind of man is not worth being heartbroken over. The problem is the surveillance camera. What to do now? After a sleepless night, the next morning, the police called and said they had found a witness at the shopping center that day, who was the security guard in the underground parking lot of the shopping center. He witnessed the entire incident with his own eyes. At that time, the thought was that they were the same group as the robbery at the shopping center, so they didn't report to the police anymore. Hearing that, I immediately woke up. The whole person was startled, crawled out of bed, and quickly drove with his best friend to the police station. The security guard said that at that time he saw 2 people secretly following me, and there was also a woman. After I got in the car, she took the elevator to the shopping center herself. I searched Liu's personal page like Yin and asked if it was this woman. The security guard said it was her. I absolutely cannot be mistaken. Curly hair and pregnant. Based on this clue, the police quickly identified the main suspects as the 2 gangsters currently in custody. Seeing the story exposed, he finally confessed. It's a woman named Lu like Yin contacting us. She said she knew our underground casino was busted by the police. Ask us if we want revenge. He also said that we just need to arrest Chi-Si Lee's wife and then blackmail him for 10 million. That policeman's family is very rich. They will definitely give him money. The address and photo of that woman were all provided by Lu Nguyen and have nothing to do with us. We were just following orders. Hearing the 2 thugs confess everything they knew, Chi-Tu Lu, who was coordinating the investigation on the opposite side, his eyes were filled with disbelief. He glanced at him and said loudly, "You guys better tell me the truth. Was Lu Laikyan also pregnant at that time? Could she do these things? Give false testimony, hide the truth? Do you know the consequences?" The thug was so scared that he trembled and quickly spoke up. "What I said is true. It was a pregnant woman with curly hair, who looked very young, who provided us with information. But after arresting Tae-Tu Lee's wife, I don't know anymore. She just told us to wait outside. I only know that Chi-Si Lu doesn't care about his wife at all. Make a phone call and don't let that woman finish a sentence." Completely unconcerned about the situation, the blinded woman then cried bitterly, knelt on the ground, bowed her head, and begged us to spare the baby in her womb. All of us outside could hear the sound of banging our heads. Who would have thought that her husband would be so cruel? This made our boss angry. When Chi-Tu Lu heard that, he immediately collapsed on the chair. It was impossible. How could this be possible? What Lam Zhao said turned out to be true. My child died because of me. It's all because of me. At that time, I didn't answer the phone. It was all my fault. Chi-Tu Lee's mind was a mess. He thought for a long time, but couldn't understand why Lu Laikyan did that. Chi-Tu Lu sat stunned all afternoon, angrily smoked an entire pack of cigarettes, then tried calling Lu Laikyan. Tut 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 tut, no one answers the phone. Compared to trusting me, the person he trusts more is actually Lu Laikyan. After all, there is a love from childhood, the pure white moonlight written in his heart. Subconsciously, he still always find a way to defend Lu Laikyan until the truth is clearly exposed. His eyes looking at Lu and Yin also changed from love, sadness to disgust. I saw it all and thought to myself, it's worth it. My heart sank. The real mastermind of the kidnapping was finally caught. Accompanying her is her lawyer. Dad heard this news. My breathing became rapid. My chest rose and fell. Fists clenched, it seemed like all the anger could no longer be contained, wanting to flow out. The day I was kidnapped is still vivid in my mind. The pain constantly torments me. My best friend is just like me. The ex-husband she once loved defended the man who wanted to kill her best friend. The mood will definitely not be pleasant. If it weren't for that, if it weren't for them, how would we face death? Not even losing your child. The police again transmitted the news that Lu But-yin had not been arrested, but had paid for her plane ticket abroad. She's already sent someone to ambush her at the airport. It seems that when the suspect was arrested, Lu Like-yin knew the incident was revealed and began planning to escape. Superiors attached special importance to this case. Kidnapping a family member of a criminal police officer, the victim was also an 8-month pregnant woman. At this time, the incident is causing a stir in public opinion. This completely exceeds the limits of humanity. If my best friend hadn't used GPS to find me, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to escape death. One body, two lives in deep forests and mountains. It is unknown when the body will be discovered. After understanding the entire incident, the two Taiji brothers were stunned on the spot. They didn't expect it to actually be a kidnapping. Furthermore, it was a planned kidnapping ordered by the person they trusted the most. When the truth was exposed before their eyes, the perception of the two of them completely collapsed. At the police station, after completing the report, my best friend and I finally decided to drive home. As a result, just leaving the police station and preparing to stop at the red light at the intersection, a red Maserati lost control and rushed straight towards us. The car got closer and closer, and I saw clearly that the person sitting in the driver's seat was Lu Nu-yin. She basically didn't go to the airport but always followed us. Under the car lights, Lu Like-yin clutched the steering wheel, gritted her teeth, and her face became fierce. This gap cannot be avoided at all. I could only hold my best friend's hand tightly, closing my eyes and waiting for death to come. I only heard 2 rumbling sounds, but I didn't feel any pain. It's strange, we're okay. At this time, his close friend hesitantly said, Jiao Dao, it seems like Taetu Lu is blocking us just now. My heart sank. Looking in the direction of her finger, 2 cars on the side of the road were emitting black smoke. In the ambulance, Chi-Tu Lu kept asking to see me. Jiao Gu, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm also sorry for our child. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. It's good that you're not injured. Wait until I wake up. Can you give me another chance? Jiao Dao, the corner of my mouth curled up into a cold, calm smile. I withdrew my hand. No, we can't have a future anymore. Now, it's finally your turn to experience the suffering I endured. Turning around, Dat was also kneeling on the ground, begging my best friend, Wife, I'm wrong. I really know I'm wrong. Don't leave me. Wife, I'm a scumbag. I'm not human. I even covered up for you and killed my child. Wife, hit me, scold me, whatever you want, but don't leave me. Consider me begging you. My best friend didn't pay any attention and immediately got in the car and left. Dat chased after us. Finally exhausted, our silhouettes gradually disappeared. What's the use of regretting now? Love that comes late is cheaper than trash. It was a month later when I received news from them again. Lu Like-yin lost one of her victims in that car accident, and she also starved her newborn child to death in the house. Because she was the mastermind in the kidnapping crime, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison. The best times can only be lived in prison. Dad, after the divorce, was in a state of panic and repeatedly failed to defend himself in 2 major cases. Was beaten and hospitalized by the family member of the party involved. As for Chi-Tu Lu, after the car accident, his right hand was broken and could no longer participate in outside investigation missions. From the front line, he was sent to the rear, feeling sad all day long, begging for my forgiveness. In addition, because he didn't answer my call in time, it led to 8 big mistakes that caused me to be retaliated against. A kidnapping case happened, and it took a month to solve it. The social impact is extremely negative. According to the organization's regulations, Chi-Tu Lu was warned. After being transferred back to Line 2, his treatment was worse than before. The 2 Tae brothers took turns calling each day to apologize and beg my best friend and I for forgiveness. One time he even knelt in front of our house. After we blocked his number, reported him to the police, and chased him away, the world was finally quiet. Having gone through so much suffering, it was absolutely not because we wanted to rekindle our old love with those 2 bastards. The good days of me and my best friend are still behind.